That small and dainty shoe fits the lady whom the prince wishes to marry as his bride. The next morning, he searched for the one who perfectly fits it. Finally, he reached the house of Cinderella. Her stepsisters were so happy to see the prince. Anastasia, one of the stepsisters, tried to fit the shoe. However, when it was too small for her, her mother asked her to cut off her toes. But when the prince was about to be convinced, he noticed that her foot was actually bleeding. He returned her to their house. The shoe was also too small for Drusilla, and so she cut off her heels. But still it was found out by the prince. With a strong feeling that there's one more lady in the house, he inquired of her, but the stepmother concealed it. When the prince was about to ride his horse, he found someone in the attic, a lady with the same countenance with Cinderella. He found out her terrible situation on her own house. He then decided, as prince of the land, to put the stepmother into trial. And on that day,
The Regional Trial Court of Encantadia is now in session. Judge Corona presiding.
You may be seated. This court is now in session. We call on case number 12345, People of the Kingdom of Encantadia versus Lady Tremaine. Is the prosecution ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Is the defense ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Please sit down. Will the prosecution call its first witness?
Your Honor, I would like to call to the witness stand Cinderella as a witness.
Cinderella, please take the stand.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I state your name. Swear that the evidence I shall give
Swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Can you please introduce yourself to the court?
My name is Cinderella Tremaine. I am 18 years old and a citizen of the Kingdom of Encantadia. I am the daughter of Lady Adeline Tremaine and Lord Harrington. My biological parents are deceased, and I currently live with my stepmother and stepsisters.
Cinderella, will you please tell us about the night of the ball?
On the night of the ball, I met the prince. We danced for 2 hours, and for me, that was the most magical moment of my life. I was carried away. But then, the clock struck midnight. So I had to rush. To go
Why do you
home.
have to rush? Why do you have to rush home?
I had to rush home because I'm afraid that my stepmom would find out that I escaped, that I went to the ball.
So what happened when you got home?
When I got home, I saw her, and then I saw her, and then I saw her, and then she locked me up in the attic.
Now why would she lock you up in the attic?
She locked me up because she said it was a punishment for disobeying her. But in the first place, I asked for her permission.
You asked for her permission. Cinderella, will you please describe your relationship with your stepmom?
Well, before my dad died, everything was fine. She was kind to me. But since my dad died, everything changed.
Okay. How so?
She treats me like a servant of the house. She lets me clean and do all the house chores.
So for doing the chores, you barely go out of the house. Do you
Yes.
have any friends?
I do have friends. When I go for errands for her and for my stepmother, and then for my stepmother and for my stepsisters, I go to the market and then I befriend the vendors and the butchers.
Aside from them, do you have any real friends when to whom you may talk to whenever you have problems?
The birds.
The birds, okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I understand that they cannot talk to me. But since I often stay in the attic, they hop at my window, and then I get accustomed to them, and they get accustomed to me. I listen to them sing. I understand that they don't understand me, but I feel very comfortable talking to them, saying all my feelings.
So you're not really talking to them and hope that they answer you back.
Yes, for me, it is their form of communication.
What is their form of communication?
By singing.
Okay. So why do you talk to the birds?
Because when I'm sad, I feel comforted when I talk to them, even though I know that they don't understand.
Okay. So why is it that you are the only one doing all the chores and you have your stepsisters? Why do they not help you?
They don't help me because my stepmom don't let them work. She doesn't let them do the chores.
Okay. If your stepmother if your stepmother lets you do all the housework and not let you go out except for errands, how were you able to attend the ball?
I was able to attend the ball because I escaped.
What made you escape?
She never allowed me. Yes, she never allowed me to. For 15 years, I have been living with them. I have been following all her commands. But then, for this time, I wanted to be free. I wanted to go to the ball because she allowed my step sisters to go to the ball, but not me. And I think it is not fair.
So you think it is not fair that
Yes.
your stepsisters are able to go to the ball while you are left home, but you really wanted to go to the ball.
Yes, I do.
Okay, no further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Would the defense like to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
So maybe.
Mr. Maine, how are you feeling right now? You're not hearing any voices? No. You haven't spoken with any birds lately? No. Okay. So, Mr. Maine, do you consider yourself an honest person?
Yes.
And being an honest person, you always tell the truth.
Yes.
So you're trying to tell us right now that it is normal for a person to speak with birds?
Yes.
And
Is it
you're-
a form of
And you're telling, it's a yes or no question, Mr. Maine. And you're telling us right now that you sing with the birds and the birds can sing with you.
Yes.
Okay. Now being an honest person, Mr. Maine, what did you tell your stepmother when she did not allow you to go to the ball?
After the ball.
When she did not allow you to go to the ball, right?
Yes.
So what did you tell her? When she told her, when she told you, no, you're not allowed to go to the ball.
I didn't tell anything.
Okay. But you still went.
Yes.
You ran away, you went off into the night.
Yes.
Right. Is that a form of lying?
No, I did not lie.
But you did not tell her that you were going anyway.
No.
Okay, Mr. Maine.
But I asked permission from her, and she said no.
So, Your Honor, Mr. Maine here is telling us that she was not allowed by her stepmother to go to the ball, but she went anyway. Right. Now, on the night of the ball, long did you dance with the prince?
We danced for 2 hours.
For 2 hours, and yet, Your Honor, for 2 hours, Cinderella danced with the prince, and yet no introduction happened.
No, I was.
So being an honest person, Cinderella claiming being an honest person, did not introduce herself.
Everything happened so fast
mentioned her
that
name to the prince for 2 hours.
Everything
2
happened
hours
so
of
fast that
dancing.
day. Everything happened so fast that day, so I was not able to introduce myself. How could I introduce myself if I'm overwhelmed with emotions?
Okay, so let's say you were overwhelmed with emotion. Now, Mr. Maine, do you see the stepmother? Or do you see Lady Tremaine as your real mother instead of being your stepmother?
Yes, I see her as a mother.
And do you think that a mother should be treating her daughter the way that Lady Tremaine has been treating you?
No.
Then why do you say that you feel like she's your mother? Why do you see her as your mother? She has been maltreating you all of your life.
She has been the only mother that I have. And since my dad died, she's the only family. She and my stepsisters are the only family that I have.
Do you want to stay in that house? Or do you want to leave?
No.
Do you want to stay in that house, Mr. Maine?
Yes.
Yes, you want to stay in that house being maltreated all your life, but by your own mother?
I'm telling you the truth. She's treating me as a servant.
So do you want to stay in that house?
I want to stay in that house.
You want to stay there and remain as a servant?
Not as a servant, but as a daughter.
Now, Cinderella, do you want the prince? Mr. Maine, having said all of these accusations, you being maltreated by your stepmother, do you want to leave her house?
Yes.
And you want to marry the prince?
Yes.
So is it possible that Mr. Maine is actually lying in this
Objection! That's because testifying for the
She would
witness.
like to leave the house.
No, I'm not lying. I'm telling you the truth.
No, you're a liar!
Servant because she wanted that Anastasia would marry the prince. No. You're a liar. Order the court. Order the court.
Your
Objection
Honor.
sustained.
Your Honor,
Change your question.
Mr. Maine. So, last question that I have for Mr. Maine is that after marrying the prince, do you plan to stay with your stepmother?
No.
You plan to leave in the palace?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Would the prosecution want to re-examine the witness?
No, Your Honor. But I would like to present another witness.
Please go ahead.
Your Honor, I would like to call His Majesty to the witness stand.
Prince Charming, please take the stand.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Prince Charming,
Swear that the evidence I shall give
swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Your Majesty, please introduce yourself to the court.
I am Prince Charming. I am the son of the king, and I am the prince of the kingdom of Encantadia.
Okay, so Prince Charming, what brought you to Lady Tremaine's house?
I was looking for the girl I was dancing with at the ball.
Who is this girl?
She is Cinderella.
How did you meet Cinderella?
Again, I met her at the ball, and we danced for 2 hours.
You danced for 2 hours. So after that, how do you know that Cinderella is the one you're looking for?
When midnight struck, she left her glass slipper.
So after you danced with her for 2 hours, how do you know what is your mark that a certain woman is the one that you danced with in the ball?
I just know it. When I saw her at the ball, I know that I love her.
Okay, so that's what prompted you to look for that woman, turning the kingdom upside down, looking for that certain woman.
Yes.
And that's what brought you to Lady Tremaine's house.
Yes.
When you came to Lady Tremaine's house, did you notice anything peculiar?
When I got into the house, I met Anastasia
Okay.
and the shoe fit her. And we were about to go to the palace, and then I noticed that her foot was bleeding.
Okay, so what did you do then?
So I brought her back to the house, and then they presented me Gisela. And again, the shoe fit her. So we were on our way to the palace, and then I noticed her foot was bleeding. Then we went back to the house. And then I asked Lady Tremaine if there was another girl in that house, because that's the only house left that we have not looked or searched for a girl.
Okay. So when you brought back the second daughter of Lady Tremaine, how do you know that there's someone else that you needed for the shoe to fit?
That was the only house. Lady Tremaine's house was the only house that I haven't searched. And so I asked her if there was another girl in that house. And then I noticed that there was a door in the attic.
Okay. And what did you do when you saw that door in the attic?
I asked Lady Tremaine to open the door.
And when did she open it up?
At first, she was hesitant, but I forced her to open that. And then I found Cinderella in the attic after she opened it.
How did you find Cinderella? What did she look like when you found her?
She was in her servant's clothes.
Okay. So, do you think anyone could have locked that door up? Do you think it is possible for Cinderella to lock herself in that attic?
No, because it was locked outside.
So there was no lock inside.
Yes, and you need another person to lock that. It's either Lady Tremaine or the stepsisters who would have locked that door.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Any counsel? Would the counsel for the defense want to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Please.
Your Majesty,
Yes,
how you're feeling right now?
I'm doing better.
You're happy that you're finally with Cinderella?
Yes, I'm happy that I finally found the love of my life.
Yes. So you love her.
Yes,
How much?
my love for her is higher than mountains and bigger than the sea. And I knew when I first saw her at the ball that she is the one that I'll be marrying.
Very admirable indeed, Your Honor. But is it possible? Do you think, Your Majesty, it's possible for a person to love someone without knowing who that someone is?
I just know that I love her.
Your Majesty, it's a yes or no question. Just answer my question.
I just know that I love her.
So it's possible for you to say that you love someone so much and not know how she looks like, or not know her name.
What happened at the ball is that we danced for 2 hours. And
2 hours without any introduction.
without any introduction. But what I felt is real.
2 hours and you did not even recognize her face when you went to Lady Tremaine's
It's
house.
what I felt at that time.
Is this feeling exclusive with Cinderella?
Yes.
So you only feel this with Cinderella?
Yes.
Then why did you take home the other 2 daughters of Lady Tremaine with you? If you feel that, if you're telling us right now that this feeling is exclusive with Cinderella.
Because the shoe fit their feet.
So your love depends on the shoe.
What I know is that I love Cinderella.
So you love Cinderella
Yes.
very much.
Yes.
Very much that you're actually willing to do anything for her.
Yes.
Just to be with her.
Yes.
So is it possible that you're just doing this? Just to be able to be with Cinderella, to marry her? That you're lying in court right now?
I'm not lying in
You
court.
just said you're willing to do anything.
No, I'm not lying in court. What I know is that I love Cinderella. And I'm putting my reputation at stake here.
And you're sure that this person is Cinderella, the one that you love?
Yes.
And you expect this court to believe you?
Yes.
That you are in love with a person that you do not know?
What it is, again and again, I will say I love Cinderella, and that's all I know.
Your Majesty, last question. What do you hope to get out of this trial?
I just want Lady Tremaine to pay for what she did to Cinderella.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Would the prosecution want to re-examine the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Any further witness to present?
Not Your Honor.
How about the prosecution? Do you have a witness?
Yes, Your Honor. I would like to call Lady Germain to the witness stand.
Lady Tremaine, please take the stand.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Lady Evelyn Germain,
Swear that the evidence I shall give
swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and none but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please introduce yourself to the court.
I am Lady Evelyn Germain. I'm a subject of the Kingdom of Kentucky. I am the widow of Lord Aaron Germain.
Lady Germain, how do you feel right now, considering the current situation with Cinderella?
Honestly, I feel very devastated right now.
How many daughters do you have, Lady Germain?
I have 3 daughters, Cinderella, Drizella, and Anastasia.
And being a mother of these 3 daughters, do you love them equally?
Certainly, I love each one of them the same way.
Even Cinderella, who is not really your biological daughter?
I have treated Cinderella as my own daughter ever since I married her father.
So how has it been living with her, being her mother all this time?
It was a delight raising her. She was such a beautiful child, and it was not hard to love her. However, things started changing. One day I sent her on an errand, and she wouldn't say why, but she came back hours later. After that, she became a little difficult to deal with. She was not the same. She gets angry at small things, and she would not speak to me whenever or with whatever I asked her what the problem was. I noticed that she was changing. She was not the same.
Can you tell us exactly why you did not allow Cinderella to go to the ball with you?
Well, every time that my daughters and I go to a ball or to a party, Cinderella always wanted to stay at home and she just kept to herself. She never really wanted to go with us, so it was not unusual for her to stay in the house and not go with us to the ball.
And how did you feel when you discovered that she went anyway?
I was very disappointed.
And how did you feel after she told you that she would like to marry the prince?
I was very surprised. I didn't know that she knows the prince, and I have no idea that she went to the ball without my permission, because it was not usual for her. Although there were times that Cinderella would disobey me, I think that's the worst that she could have done is like betraying her own mother.
But would you still allow Cinderella to marry the prince anyway?
I want Cinderella to be happy because I love her. If marrying the prince would make her happy, then so be it. I just want to make sure that she makes the right decision. Because the truth is, Anastasia, my older daughter, has also been seeing the prince before. That's why when I learned that Cinderella wanted to marry the prince, I was afraid that the prince has been confused and is just using my daughters. So I don't want Cinderella to be hurt.
And so what you're trying to tell us right now is that you're willing to let Cinderella, either Cinderella or Anastasia, marry the prince, if that makes them happy.
Yes, of course. If the prince really loves any of my daughter, then I would allow either Anastasia or Cinderella to marry the prince and live on their own.
Now, tell us, Lady Tremaine, exactly what you know of the day in question, wherein Cinderella actually claims that you locked her in the attic.
I deny such claims. On that day, everyone knew that the prince was coming. Beforehand, the palace has sent word that they will be searching each house for the girl who left her shoe. And since Drizella and Anastasia were at the ball, I made them prepare, of course, to dress their best and everything for the coming of the prince. And since Cinderella was not in the ball, I did not expect her to be presented to the prince. So I just let her do her usual errands.
Okay. Now, last question, Lady Tremaine. Despite everything that Cinderella did to you, with all this lying and whatnot, will you still accept, or will you still accept her in your household after everything? If she
Of
comes
course,
back,
she is my daughter. I have always treated her as mine.
even if she marries the prince, will you still accept her?
Yes, I love you, my daughter.
Thank you so much, Lady Tremaine. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, counsel. Would the prosecution like to cross-examine Lady Tremaine?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin.
Lady Tremaine, do you love Cinderella?
Of course, that's beyond the point. I love all my daughters.
If you love Cinderella, then why do you let her stay in the attic and let her be a servant to you and your daughters?
She was not a servant. Growing up, Cinderella has always wanted to do the chores, so I just let her be. Every time Anastasia or Drizella would like to help her, she won't let them. And
You're a liar.
no, that's not true.
So you would like us to believe that a person would rather prefer to be a servant than be the daughter that she is.
Again, I never treated her as a servant.
Okay, so liar. How many were you in the how many are you in the household, Lady Tremaine?
There's four of us, myself, Cinderella, and Drizella, and Anastasia, my three daughters.
So do you always make sure that all of you are present in that house? Do you
Yes.
always check on your children?
Yes.
So how come you did not know about Cinderella, that Cinderella was in the attic when the prince came?
Well, of course, my children were very excited that day when the prince was coming. And recently, it has not been unusual for Cinderella to just run off and go about. So my focus was on Drizella and Anastasia being their best. Actually, I asked Cinderella to prepare refreshments prior to the coming of the prince, but she just did not come back from the kitchen, so I just did it myself. And Um, the prince has already arrived and Cinderella did not come back. That's why I did not know where these allegations of me locking up Cinderella are coming from.
Okay, so you prepared very well for the princess coming.
Of course, I think everyone did.
You were present when your daughters were preparing themselves to meet the prince.
Yes, I made sure they were at their best.
So you did not notice anything peculiar about their food?
No, what about their food?
Well, the prince claims that when he tried to fit the shoe on one of your daughters, they came back because the foot was bleeding.
I do not remember such things.
So
such
are you
events.
saying that the prince is a liar?
Well, I'm just saying that I did not remember or I did not see my daughter's feet bleeding.
Even though you said that you prepared very well and you were very attentive to the preparations you made with your daughters for the princess coming.
Yes, so that's the reason why I would have noticed if their feet were bleeding.
So you said you now you think that the prince with that you imply actually that you did not know that the prince came back to your house twice and you did not see your daughter's feet bleeding.
I do not remember such thing.
No further questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. Would the defense, counsel for the defense want to examine the witness?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Any more witness from the prosecution or the defense?
Now, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like to call Dr. Oz, the psychiatrist.
I,
State your name.
Dr. Oz,
Swear that the evidence I shall give
swear that the evidence I shall give
shall be the truth,
shall be the truth,
the whole truth,
the whole truth,
and nothing but the truth.
and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God.
In view of the claim that Cinderella's mind is unstable, would you please tell the court of your findings, Dr. Oz?
Well, based on the couple of questions that I had with Cinderella, it turned out that Cinderella is not insane, actually. Because what happened is that because of the maltreatment she had with her stepmother, talking to birds or singing with birds is one way of her coping with the stress. It's like a stress reliever for her.
Thank you, Dr. Oz. Would the defense or the prosecution like to cross-examine Dr. Oz?
No, Your Honor, the prosecution would not want to examine the.
How about the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin.
Dr. Oz, being an expert in this field, how long have you been practicing?
I've been practicing for 15 years.
15 years. And how many sessions did it take you to finally give us a report that Cinderella is perfectly fine?
It was around 3 sessions.
3 sessions. 3 sessions for you to give a final decision that a person is not insane.
Yes.
And is it true that you have an existing good relation with the king?
Yes.
Your Honor, it has come to the defense's attention that Dr. Oz here has been working closely with the king for 10 years. For 10 years, Dr. Oz has been putting people out of power using his profession. And interestingly enough, these people are actually great oppositions of the king.
Objection, Your Honor. The question is irrelevant.
Objection overruled.
Your Honor, my question here is that could it be possible that Dr. Oz here is doing Your Majesty a favor by helping Cinderella out just so the prince can be happy, live with Cinderella, marry with Cinderella?
No.
Please answer the question.
That's a lie. That's a complete fabrication of information without a basis. You know what? I've been entrusted by this kingdom for 15 years, and no one ever questioned my expertise on this kind of field. So I appreciate you questioning my
Do we
integrity.
have any other person, psychiatrist in the kingdom?
Yes, actually, those
you mentioned that are in strong opposition with the kingdom. You know what? The king did not let them out. Okay? What happened is that as of this moment, until now, I'm still the one trying
Your Honor,
to...
I want to know that despite the fact that there are a lot of other psychiatrists in the kingdom, why the king chose Dr. Oz to handle Cinderella's case. This is all the decision of the king. So, considering that there's an existing relationship between the king and Dr. Oz here, why is it that you were asked to handle this case specifically?
I invoke my right to remain silent.
So what you're trying to tell us is that you cannot answer that it may be possible that you are actually doing the king a favor?
I invoke my right to remain silent.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Counsel. Thank you. The court will now be in recess while I deliberate. You may be seated. I now call the court in session. This court is now in session. We may now call on case number 12345, People of Encantadia versus Lady Tremaine. Clerk, please read the decision of the court.
The way our legal system in the kingdom works, the council must prove her guilty beyond reasonable doubt. As you heard from the witness, every child in the house has to do chores. There was nothing wrong with Cinderella having to do some work around the house. It cannot be exploited. It cannot be called exploitation to demand them to do properly. Lady Tremaine obviously punished Cinderella. She did not do her work, but Cinderella went to the ball even though it was expressly prohibited by her stepmother. So, she clearly is not afraid to disobey her stepmother and leave the house when she was grounded. Someone who is afraid for her safety does not behave that way. As for the charge of unlawful confinement, it is perfectly normal for parents to send their children to their rooms. The council has not shown beyond reasonable doubt that Lady Tremaine locked Cinderella in her room, nor was it Lady Tremaine who did the locking. She was free to leave her room and she was not confined because she was able to go downstairs to see the prince. Also, Cinderella is shown to be unstable. She talks to birds and rats. Lady Tremaine is a single mom, trying her best to do what she can for her daughters. And discipline is necessary for teenagers these days. Hence, the court finds Lady Evelyn Tremaine not guilty.
Order the court.
However, Cinderella, being in her legal age, can decide for herself if she wants to marry the prince and live with him in the palace. So ordered.